Our next story is from the United States. The Pentagon has released a new report warning that its geopolitical rival China has likely loaded more than 100 intercontinental ballistic missiles across newly built missile silo fields near China's border with Mongolia. And the U.S. reportedly believes China has locked and loaded new ICBMs in the newly constructed missile silos. The draft Pentagon report has already sent out shockwaves naturally and has clearly irked Beijing. China dismissed the findings, calling reports of a military buildup an attempt to smear and defame China and deliberately mislead the world. But what exactly is Washington worried about and what's going on? Here's what the Pentagon report says. China is expanding and modernizing its nuclear weapons stockpile faster than any other nuclear-armed power. And that assessment basically comes from the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. The Pentagon report says Beijing has likely installed more than 100 solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missiles across 3 new major silo fields near Mongolia. While the Pentagon had earlier confirmed the existence of the silos, this is the first time a number of missiles have been reported. A number of missiles has been reported. The report says China shows no appetite for arms control discussions, even as the U.S. president signaled last month itself that he may be exploring denuclearization talks with China as well as Russia. The report said, I'm quoting now, "We continue to see no appetite from Beijing for pursuing such measures." China has pushed back strongly. Its embassy in Washington says Beijing follows a defensive nuclear strategy, keeps its nuclear forces at the minimum level required for security, and adheres to a no first use policy. The Pentagon report also says China's nuclear warhead stockpile stood in the low 600s last year, but also warns that Beijing is on track to cross 1,000 warheads by 2030. The United States, by comparison, is estimated to hold over 5,000 nuclear warheads. The Pentagon report also raises alarm beyond nuclear weapons. It says China believes it could fight and win a war over Taiwan by 2027. Beijing, remember, claims Taiwan as its own territory and is refining military options, reportedly, including long-range strikes that could seriously challenge U.S. forces across the region. And the report comes just weeks before the expiry of the New START treaty, the last remaining nuclear arms control agreement between the U.S. and Russia. And now experts are warning that without diplomatic efforts, the world could be heading towards a new 3-way nuclear arms race. China, however, insisting that it does not engage in nuclear arms races and says the actual responsibility for disarmament lies with Washington. But then the larger question is, as the old treaties expire, countries continue to expand their arsenals reportedly. Isn't a new nuclear arms race already underway?